Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP podcast. I'm one of your hosts, John Clemente. Alongside with me is my bestest best friend, Arnie. Arnie, how are you doing?
Hello there, I'm doing great, man. It's the month of Pedro.
It's the month of Pedro, as Arnie has alluded to. We are reviewing uh, two shows every week on our reviews show that drops every Mondays and Tuesdays on youtube.com/plus 63HP. One of the series, it's towards the tail end. It's The Last of Us. So if you want to watch and listen to that episode that just dropped yesterday, but also the new season of The Mandalorian has dropped. So we're doing The Mandalorian season 3 as well. But before that, a little bit of a housekeeping. I've mentioned our YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe there. Um, but we also have we are also available in your favorite podcasting app of choice, so Apple Podcasts, Spotify, um, and Amazon. We're there. Just search plus 63 HP. We're also in all the socials. Just find our handle. It's at plus 63 HP on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We have updates there. Please interact with us. We love interacting with our fellow friends. And as part of the stable of podcasts that we have, we've told you about the review shows on Mondays and Tuesdays. On Wednesdays we have our D&D show, our very first campaign. We recorded, we uploaded to the interwebs for posterity. You can join in the adventure. It has been fun. We've been running this for a year and a half now, so it's great. And then on Thursdays we have a curated list of trailers, shows, featurettes that we watch together and react to, see which content we're hyped about. And on Fridays, because RJ and Chubax cannot have enough of um, of
Yeah,
D&D,
D&D.
they spun off a second campaign where they're bad guys. So almost every day of the week, you'll have fresh contents coming from us to educate you about the shows that are coming down the pipe, to give our opinions and ratings of shows that are on right now, whether you'd want to watch it or not. So housekeeping done. Before we start into the deep dive of the first episode of season 3 of The Mandalorian, Arnie, give me your initial reactions, like as that timpani and that woodwind soundtrack hits,
Yeah.
as the Star Wars logo popped on the screen.
hmm
What was your initial reactions of the premiere episode of season 3 from The Mandalorian?
It's good to be back, baby.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, that's basically it. It's good to be
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, it was fun. Like I forgot how we've been inundated with very heavy shows for the past couple
Mhm.
of months, particularly The Last of Us. So it's really good to watch something that is just monster of the week, mission of the week,
Mhm.
um,
Quests.
very quest style. We are in a world that we are familiar with and we enjoy.
Yeah.
Pedro's doing well. The sets are becoming better and better. I
hmm
skimmed through a few episodes, and of course, every start of the season there's like a recap. So I
hmm
skimmed through a lot of those as well, and it's like, oh man, like season 3, starting up with a bang. Right? Really,
Yeah.
really good. I'm enjoying it.
I think because of the COVID restrictions are, easing up, they could probably shoot outside now.
More
So
people,
they
yeah,
can have more people, you have more aliens.
more aliens.
Yeah, and we'll talk more in the synopsis and in the reaction. But basically, with that Navarro scene, dude, it felt like Galaxy's Edge, man.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's like, whoa, wait,
I cannot wait till
yeah, but yeah, it's just,
it's off camera right now, but I've been using the backpack that I got when we all went to
Mhm,
Galaxy's Edge
yeah,
before. So it's like, right. That's what I've been
yeah,
when I saw that too. Exactly right. It's like, man, I can't wait to go back to Disneyland. Like I was like,
yeah,
I
yep.
really want to go back to Disneyland with friends.
We should, we should. And, I've been back a few times, but only because I live like drivable distance from Disneyland. But I want all of us to be back there again. It'll be
I'm
much more fun.
sure
Yeah.
Chubax and family has it penciled in at some point soon. As
Mhm,
soon as they can fly back to the States again, I will fly no matter however way. It's like I'm
yeah,
totally down. It's gonna be fun.
yeah,
But
yeah.
with that, Let's get into the synopsis before we rate and review this particular
Okay.
episode. I pass
Yeah.
it on to you.
Well, the episode starts in a Mandalorian ceremony. So we saw the armor building a helmet, or basically a Beskar armor. Initially, I thought it was a flashback. Speaking of flashbacks from Last of Us, I thought, oh, this must be Din Djarin's initiation ceremony. But it turns out it's not. So it's the armor's sect of
Right. Good
yeah,
misdirect, right? I
good
I
misdirect.
thought too that it was Din's childhood, but
Yeah,
no.
because they even picked a kid that looks like Din, when
Dark
he was
hair.
yeah,
Okay.
when he was doing his flashbacks in season one. So you would believe it was probably him. And then this giant crocodile turtle attacks them. And it's like, whoa. And then some Mandos get
Giant.
hurt,
So at
get
the start of
eaten.
the episode, it's like I was wowed by that. That was like,
Yeah,
yo, that was good.
that's a lot of budget already for that, right? And then
Uh,
of course yeah, so as I was saying, that's just a huge budget already from the get-go.
from the get-go.
And then we see Din's N1 starfighter basically coming in for the rescue. So this dude knows how to enter. Basically, he knows how to make his entrance. Even with Book of Boba Fett, his entrance was just like, nice. And of course, I think it's also used as a way for those who didn't watch the Book of Boba Fett to remind the audience, like, hey, yeah, he removed his helmet. He's an apostate, so it's basically his quest to get back to in the good graces of the armor.
Very a little bit heavy-handed on the reminder, but
Yeah,
you know,
but hey, it's okay. I
it's
mean,
okay. It's for
it,
the people that don't watch.
yeah, they added an extra detail that, oh, I found this Mandalorian text that's covered in glass. So maybe if somebody picked this up from Mandalore, maybe it's not poison. So it's just a little bit of hints that it's possible that his quest would succeed. And so he flies back to Navarro, and we see the prosperity that happened in Navarro. I mean, from season one to this, like I said, it felt like Batu and Galaxy's Edge. Um, and I do wish Galaxy's Edge would bring in more aliens, more cast people now that COVID restrictions are being lifted. Uh, but yeah, I mean, the 'cause the monkeys, even the babu freak creatures are there.
Cute.
There's some droids, and the droids are scary. Like the extra details are just like amazing. And of course, High Magistrate is just he's basically welcoming Amanda. Was like, hey, you could live here with land, money,
Giving him
just
a
be my
house, a
deputy
nice
or my
land,
marshal.
an awesome
Yeah,
job. I would have stopped.
yeah.
I would
So, but of course,
be like, you know what? I think this is nice.
yeah. But of course, with Mando being Mando, he's like, no, well, I have to do this thing first, and then maybe we'll think about that. And they did address a little bit of what happened to Cara Dune. Uh, of course, oh, excuse me, hold on. Is that of course the fans are a little bit split on that, but for me, it's like, you know what? At least they didn't kill her off, so there's a chance maybe in the future it could be recast, or maybe if I don't know, we'll see.
We'll see. Again,
And then of
they're keeping their options open, right?
Yeah, yeah, and then of course the whole um there was like this whole standoff with a few pirates, and that was a nice scene too, like a Western high noon shootout. Um, and then of course the purpose of Din's travels to Navarro is pretty much to retrieve IG-11. And it's also nice to know that when he tried to fix it, it didn't work out. Basically like a Terminator scene. Like a half, but mostly damaged robot trying to kill. It's still scary, man. But
It was weird because one, in general, if you step back, this is such a stupid mission.
mhm,
Like there's plenty of fucking droids. I know you
yeah,
have like a thing with droids and you think this is the one, this is your friend,
mhm,
but like Grief Karga says, plenty of droids.
Just better droids. Even the Babu Freak, like, it's broken. Get new droid. Get new
Get
droid.
me good.
but, but I do get it. It's a sentimental thing. Maybe he thought Quill's reprogramming would stick. So maybe it would still be, but I think it's just more like he's just trying to be cheap and not buy a new droid or something.
Well,
But
I mean, it looks like it's, you take down a fucking statue. It's
yeah, yeah, but yeah,
uh,
I mean, so the Babu Freak uh droid smiths basically told him, well, if you find a memory chip, sure, we could fix it. So that's his other quest. And then he leaves Navarro where the pirates tried to attack him. Of course, there were no match to Din Djarin. Even with their capital ship, he was able to just escape using his turbo boost. and but also something that was like in one of the hyperspace scenes, they were implying that there's a Purgles, that's the space whales. So for those who watched Star Wars Rebels, they would know those space whales are kind of linked to Ezra,
Ezra. Yeah.
yes, Ezra
Nice.
Bridger.
I like
So
that
yeah.
they I know it is one of those things that has a lot of um Easter eggy information
Hmm.
about stuff, but in the end, you're just showing that look at how big space is, that there
Hmm.
are animals that can travel at the speed of light.
Hmm. Hmm.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
It's
and then
like
of
a cool visual.
yeah, and then of course in the final scene we land into like a Mandalorian planet with a Mandalorian castle, and we see Bo-Katan, who's like, you know very depressed, I would say.
Yeah. No.
And of course, Din Djarin got the location of the mines from Bo, and she's like, well, good luck, because I don't think this mission will work, so whatever. And that's where the show ends, and we're up for season for. It's a
Episode
great start
two.
for the season one, man. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
Simple, clean
simple.
episode,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And people complain that, oh, it's 38 minutes. It's really too short. Like, it is short, but it's a tight 38 minutes.
No, it's exact. The thing is, we just got used to Last of Us.
Hmm.
Recency bias that every episode is almost an hour.
Yeah,
No, these are made for. There are 30-minute shows. So
yeah.
I thought that this was very refreshing. Of course, yeah, I
Hmm.
was like, oh shit, it's done.
Yeah.
But we got an awesome fight scene too, right?
Hmm.
We got
You know,
Bo
but
Katan, we got Grief Cargo, we got lots of
we have
lots of
space battles.
yeah, and then we have
We had a space battle. We had a shootout. We have like a boss battle basically with the crocodile turtle,
yeah, and then
and
we we
and
have
then we have lore.
we have merch with Babu Frick's kind
Yes.
Grogu and Babu and that whatever thing is like being hugged. That's so cute.
Yeah. So yeah, so I expect Babu Freaks, because there's a Babu Freak figure now in Galaxy's Edge that will be sold out because of this episode. So yeah,
All right.
if it's a very tight 38 minutes.
Yeah. I will start with the things that I liked about it and my ratings and review to
Mm,
close out the episode. But the idea of it is like again, refreshing the fact that it is tight, it is simple, it's not that heavy. If you
It's
really look
lighthearted.
into the themes though, it's kind of like, you know, one, I know that they're trying to say that Din is super, super into the sayings of the Mandalore, right?
The,
Because
the Creed, yeah.
the creed, like the idea of it is where he could have just stayed in Navarro,
Hmm.
have an awesome place, has a great job, and both him and the
Uh,
kid
hmm.
Grogu could grow up happy.
Yeah,
That would have been nice. I
yeah.
would have done that, but he did it, so that's fine.
And well, plus you have Apollo Creed over there too, so it's good cross marketing for Creed
It's
3 out in
great. Like,
theaters.
so that was one. Also the other idea of um him wanting a very very specific droid,
Hmm.
right? There's lots of droids. I know, again, you're right, sentimental value. I think they're making too much of a fuss about that particular droid, but
Mm,
there's something about what they've done before that they want to bring back, but also it's like who doesn't like Taika Waititi to come back for that
mm,
role, right? So that's fine as well. But I did like the fact that in like 2-3 minutes they were able to catch up with Bo-Katan saying like, oh, all my peeps left me
mhm.
because when I lost the sword, nobody followed me. Use the sword, they'll follow you.
Yeah.
So that's a kind of nice way, like, oh, there's a lot more story there that
Mhm,
we want to get into. So I'm excited about that. And just the idea, like, right, from the get-go, we have so many Mandalorians fighting in different styles.
mhm,
Big tank with a Gatling gun,
mhm,
flying, flamethrowers, ropes. Like we saw everything in one
mhm.
episode. And again, we capped it up with also like a pirate um ship that looked
Mhm.
pretty good too.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, this is a very, very solid episode one. So for me,
Mm,
I'm gonna rate it as I'm gonna rate it as a 9.
mhm. I'll rate this at 9 too. Yeah. So from basically everything you said, but again, it's more like my feelings is more like that, especially with Navarro, it's more lived in. There's more
Yep.
people, more aliens. It's not just the volume. It looks like they probably shut down Disney for a little bit and shot there for all we know. So it's just it just shows you a lot of the practical effects or the practical backgrounds that they used pretty much holds up, especially when you want to have that feeling of a lived in world, right? So that's that, and yeah, again, it's a nice. It's good to be back in Star Wars. I mean, I've been watching Bad Batch too, but of course it's animation. It's just a little bit different in terms of production values, but that's also awesome. But yeah, back to Mando World, and like I said, it's the month of Pedro,
Yep.
March. Yeah.
I'm enjoying the start. I hope they can keep it up. I
Uh-huh.
think this is going to be a fun season. So again, I think particularly for the particularly for the last few episodes of The Last of Us, it's going to be very heavy. It's going to require a lot of internal fortitude to
Yeah.
survive. I
Yeah.
figured this would be a great palate cleanser,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, unfortunately, though, these episodes come out on a Wednesday. Last of Us episodes come out on a Sunday,
Sunday.
so it's like a little
You have
gap
3 days. It's three
of
days to mourn.
yeah, and then but I'm very excited. I'm very enjoying it. Last words, brother.
Well, you know, Mandalorian is not broken. It's not broken. Really good.
Very good. Yeah. So I think again, amazing start. I think
Yeah.
Mandalorian amongst all of the titles uh in uh in the Star Wars TV universe is the
Mm,
most consistent, right?
yeah. It's the
Andor
flagship.
still, yeah, Andor is still my top, but it is just
Yeah.
the most consistent about like this is actually Star Wars. See
Yeah.
the blasters, see the Mandalorians, see the creatures.
Yeah.
So this one was like, all right, okay, I'm glad that they found their footing, and then it gives me confidence that maybe the future episodes, like a future series like Ahsoka,
Hmm.
right, can get to this particular quality as well. It's like I think
Yeah.
we're headed that direction. I'm very very excited. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you next week with the next episodes of The Mandalorian, The Last of Us in our reviews show. On behalf of our other brother, Chubax, who's not here on vacation, I am Chong, and that's Arnie, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
This is the way.
That is the way.